welcome back to the channel. Before I even get started, I just want you to like and subscribe to this page. Click the notification bell so that it will show you anytime that I put new content up. It's been a little while since I put a new video up, and so hopefully I'll be able to get back into the swing of doing it more frequently. But anyway, I'm glad you're watching. Tonight I want to dive back into Luke chapter 15. And we're going to continue the stories that Jesus is telling here. He's telling parables to a group of people consisting of sinners and tax collectors on one side and Pharisees and scribes on the other side. And he is trying to prove to these people how good God is, how great his love is for all of humanity, and ultimately the fact that everyone is super far away without someone intervening on their behalf. Everybody is far from God if they don't have someone to intervene for them. And Jesus is that person who comes. He's the intermediary who comes in and stands in the gap between us and God and ultimately gives us our salvation. He gives us our ability to enter the throne room of grace and to commune with God face to face in a way that nobody's ever had the opportunity to before Christ came. And so in Luke chapter 15, he is coming face to face with these people who are upset because he is spending time with sinners, and he's trying to prove to them that God is good and that the sinners are the ones that God is calling out for. The sinners are the ones that God is reaching out to and chasing after with everything that he has. And so he tells a three-part parable. We're going to look at part number 2 tonight. We're going to look at the lost coin and the searching woman. And so I'm going to read, it's a short passage here. I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to read something to you that I've been working on. It's an excerpt from a possible book that I've been working on for the last few months. But first I want to read this. This is Luke 15 verses 8 through 10. It says, "Or what woman, having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and seek diligently until she finds it? And when she has found it, she calls together her friends and neighbors, saying, 'Rejoice with me, for I have found the coin that I had lost.' Just so, I tell you, there is joy before the angels of God over one sinner who repents." The thing that I love about all of these parables is that, well, it's one parable, but it's 3 parts. But each part ends with a celebration. The first portion of the parable is about this shepherd who finds a sheep and brings him home, and he meets with his shepherd friends, and they all party together. In this portion, it's a woman who searches diligently to find this lost coin, and when she finds it, she calls her friends together, and she basically says, "Hey, I lost this coin. Let's have a party." And so I want to read this. It's an excerpt from what's possibly going to be a book. But anyway, it says, "Allow me to set the stage. You're at home enjoying a lazy Saturday afternoon at home with your kids. They've invented some wild game for everyone to play, and you're deep in the meticulous, albeit confusing, instructions on how to play the game. All of a sudden, your neighbor, we'll call her Shirley, comes over in hysteria. Shirley starts going on and on about how overjoyed she is, and it takes you a little while to understand exactly what she's going on about. Obviously, it must be something pretty important for her to be so excited about it. So you try to get her to calm down and breathe so you can better understand all the details of her excitement. After all, you like Shirley, and you want to be able to properly celebrate in her joy too. Eventually, you calm her down enough to have this conversation. 'What is all the excitement about, Shirley?' 'Oh my gosh, I just cannot contain it. I found my coin. It was lost, but I searched all over my house, and I finally found it, and I am so excited.' Well, this is news to you because you didn't have a clue that Shirley had even misplaced a coin. It's got to be some sort of a family heirloom or something for her to be so excited about it, right? Well, that's great. Was it some sort of special coin that held sentimental value or something? No, I had 9 other coins just like it, but this one was lost, and now I found it. How incredible is this day?" You start to question Shirley's sanity, because it is just a coin after all. What could be so special about this coin? Well, that's awesome, Shirley. I'm really happy for you. Yeah? Thank you. You have to come to my party tonight. I'm pulling out all the stops, bring the whole family by. It's going to be amazing. We just have to celebrate since I found my coin. Well, this is probably the weirdest party you've ever been invited to, but you decide to go. Shirley does throw amazing parties after all, and anyone who's willing to throw a celebration because they found a coin has to be someone worth celebrating with. You show up and Shirley has completely decked her house out with decorations and party favors. She's got noisemakers and little trinkets for the kids, and she has amazing food and drinks for the adults. She even broke out the good plates that you usually only get to look at but never use. Shirley knows how to entertain, and she knows how to make everyone feel welcome. Shirley has completely transformed her whole area of the neighborhood into Party Central. She even has a hashtag on Twitter trending that she started specifically for this party. Hashtag FoundCoinapalooza 2020. Eventually, you start to look around at all the decorations and all the food and the drinks and the noisemakers, trinkets, and toys, and you begin to try to count the cost of what this party was for Shirley to put on. You eventually come to the conclusion in your head that this party had to cost her over $1,000 just to put it on, and then you start to realize how much the coin was even worth to begin with. Why would Shirley throw a party that cost her about the same amount as the coin that she had lost? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. She's just put together this incredibly extravagant party just to celebrate the fact that she found a coin that was literally just like all the other coins she already had. Shirley, I've got to ask, why throw such an extravagant party for a coin? Shirley looks at you for a moment and then answers. Oh, the party isn't for the coin, silly. The party is for me. You see, I know what it took to earn that coin. I know the sacrifice it took in my life for that coin even to belong to me. This isn't just about a coin that was lost and then found. No, that coin represents a lot of work. That coin represents tons of late hours and short weekends. I wanted everyone to come celebrate with me because of what it took for me to get that coin in the first place. Guys, that's, in a nutshell, what Jesus is trying to get across here. He isn't celebrating, or he isn't talking about somebody who's celebrating a coin. He's talking about somebody celebrating the work that it took to earn the coin. He's talking about and projecting into the future what it's going to look like, what it's going to cost for him to purchase our souls, for him to purchase our hearts, for him to go to the cross, to go into the grave, and to rise again, and to show us and share with us the love of God, the love of the Father. It isn't about a coin. It isn't about celebrating that lost coin. It wasn't about that at all. It was about this woman, Shirley, if you want to call her that, celebrating the fact that she had finally found the coin that she had misplaced. She went all over her house, sweeping. She lit a lamp. She turned all the lights on, and she swept under the couch, under the refrigerator, under everything, and she finally found it. And she wanted to throw a party. And for her to put all of this money into something that would cost the same amount as the coin that she had misplaced. A lot of us would be like, well, I lost this one coin, but I've got 9 others just like it. I'll be fine. I'll find it eventually. It'll be no big deal. That's not the way that God works with our hearts. He doesn't just say, there's 8 billion people on the world. This person may not love me. He may not care for me. He may not answer the call or accept my salvation or forgiveness. I'll wait on them and they'll come around eventually. He is always pursuing. He is always searching. He is always trying to get us to come into communion with him, to come into union with him, and give our hearts to him. Because he is our ultimate environment. He's our original environment. That's where we find our life. That is where we can thrive. More than in any other place in the world, more than in any other circumstance or situation or environment in the world. In him is where we are made to be. And when he finds us, when he calls us out and he searches and he goes around and he sweeps and he lights a lamp and he finally finds us, he celebrates. He celebrates because he knows what it cost him. It cost him his son. And it cost Jesus more than we could ever know. I hope that as you watch this, if you're watching this and you don't know the Lord, understand that he gave everything for you. He gave all that he has specifically for you. He loves you and he wants you to be a part of his family. He wants you to be a part of his kingdom. He wants to give you his life and his heart, and he's calling out to you. And he's searching for you. Will you be found tonight? If you want to make a decision to follow Jesus and accept his invitation to life and life abundant, then I want you to reach out to me. I want you to either make a comment on this video, reach out to me on Facebook, reach out to me through email, whatever. However you can, find a way to get in contact with me. And I want to talk to you about Jesus and about what he did for you to bridge the gap between you and God, and the sacrifice that he made to buy your soul and to pay for you to live in eternity with him forever. I hope that you'll come to the party that Shirley is throwing. I hope that you'll come to the party and we'll all celebrate together when we see people join the family of God. Our best days are not behind us, they are before us. The best is yet to come.